you need to delete the word gross out of your mouth. Gross doesn't matter. Gross doesn't count. Guys, you ever feel like making more commissions and actually not making you more money? And I think that's exactly why most agents still feel broke at the end of the year. And I know it's funny to say, like, more commission makes me feel broker. Yeah, I think it can, because we're focusing on the wrong number. And I want to just kind of poke your brain with a shift. And this really kind of hit home to me a long time ago. Guys, I don't think you have an income problem. I think what you're doing is you're measuring the wrong number. I mean, you're tracking your GCI instead of what you're actually keeping, right? I mean, think about that. Think about when somebody says, oh, what's your splits? You always tell them the top end number. You're not telling them what you actually took at the end of the day. And we're doing that to ourselves, especially when we're setting our goals. So let's say we're in September, we're setting our goals for the next year, and I want to take home $100,000. That's great, because what we're doing is we're counting the GCI. When the GCI gets to 100, we're not counting the net. And that's the problem, because that $10,000 commission is obviously not going to keep all of yours. You've got splits, you've got fees, you have marketing, you have taxes. And guys, what actually hits your account is something far less than that. And I think that is where we're seeing the difference of calculations. So I really want to encourage you, stop talking GCI, stop talking gross, get to the nitty gritty. And if you've been watching this series at all, you've known that we're getting into the nitty gritty. We're talking about your marketing expenses, your actual marketing expenses, like what you're spending per month on CRMs or photography or taking people out or gas. All of that factors in. So we've got to know that number to really actually know our top end number that lets us hit our goals, because that's where it needs to add up. Guys, you ever feel like your bank account doesn't actually equal what your effort is? And you ever really dug into it and try to figure out why? Because I mean, I know you're closing stuff, most likely. I know that you're working hard, you're posting content, you're showing buyers, you're putting together listing presentations, you're spending hours in Canva, and you've got people reaching out to you. But I think one thing that dawned on me a long time ago, and once I put this into words for most of my agents, they get it. You need to delete the word gross out of your mouth. You need to delete the word gross out of your mouth. Gross doesn't matter. Gross doesn't count. Gross is gross. Really, like gross. What you need to focus on is your net. And if you've been watching this video series, you understand what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, here's a little recap. We talk in terms of gross in the real estate industry. GCI, gross commission income. You get a check for $10,000. You tell everybody, I got a $10,000 commission. No, you didn't. You didn't. You got the net of that number. And so many of us spend our time setting goals. Usually, hey, I want to take home 6 figures. Okay, you want to take home 6 figures. That's a great goal. Everybody should have that goal. But here's the difference. It's not $10,000 checks. It is the net of that number. And that's where you have to spend some time. You have to go through your actual expenses. So if you're not, go back and watch one of the videos on how to calculate your expenses. You got to start there. If you're going to be a business person, like, let's be a business person. Go through and calculate all of your expenses. And I'm not just talking about the easy stuff, like your fees, your splits, your transaction fees, whatever that is. Those are the easy ones to calculate because it's probably already done for you from your brokerage. I'm talking about the ones that you don't really pay attention to. Your gas, your CRM bill that comes every month, but you can't really assign it to a closing. Makes sense. But at the end of the year, you can. If your CRM's $50 a month, that's $600 a year. You have 10 closings. That CRM costs you $60 per closing. And then you got to calculate all the stuff that you didn't actually close. All the meetings you took, the lunches you took, the Starbucks you bought. All of those things are actually cost. So after you get that $10,000 gross check and you have your splits and your fees and your desk fees and whatever else you got to pay, then you've got your gross number. That's just the gross of the check. Now you've got your gross minus your expenses, taxes, marketing, vehicle, whatever, food and meals. And then you're going to have a number. So let's just say in reality, when you get a $10,000 check, it actually nets out in your pocket. It nets out at $5,000. That's good. We got a baseline. 5,000, cool. So now if our goal is that 6-figure take home, guess what, y'all? Now we know that we on average make $5,000 a check, or half of that, whatever it is. We make $5,000 take home when we sell a $300,000 house. Fantastic. So now we have a better understanding of what it's gonna take for us to get our goal, which if you're following along, the average $300,000 house, let's say you get a $5,000 check, you're gonna need 20 of these closings to hit your goal. Or volume-wise, right? You can even calculate it backwards if that's really what you wanna do. But you've gotta calculate the net, because guys, there's nothing more frustrating. There's nothing more frustrating than when you wake up and you're like, I'm crushing it. I had 4 closings last month, but yet I need this next closing to pay my mortgage, because we're not thinking through all of the numbers. So I encourage you, go back and watch some of the videos on how to calculate those costs. But if nothing else, do the math every time. Know what your numbers are, plan off of that number, and then you'll have just as much money in your bank account as you should, because you're hitting your goals the right way, not some fairy tale number. You're hitting your goals with your net number.